let's refresh our memories quickly of what happened at the end of the last episode session. You were exploring the strange hologram haunted building, following mouse footprints that had been assailed by irradiated mutants with nasty glowiness. And
let the record show that Leica told me they were bad people when I asked, and that's why they got things thrown at them.
That is definitely my recollection as well.
And they are radioactive people, and they're not worshipping me, and that is unacceptable.
Well, I don't know. They seemed quite keen on you at one point. They wanted to get all up close and in your face.
Yes.
It didn't really differ between us, which made me somewhat uncomfortable.
Well, they were grabby.
Yeah.
I will be the first to admit that they were overly grabby.
They were a bit handsy, certainly. So, as befits people who would know personal space boundaries, one of them has been squashed with a gravity hammer, which I believe also left Okma prone on the floor as an outcome of using it.
Yeah, apparently that's a non-negotiable outcome.
And one of them was, I believe, what happened to them? Something unpleasant happened to one of the others as well.
Well, I did. I know.
Stabbiness has been happening.
I think somebody was multiply hit by an earth and was slashed apart. Leica's been stabbing and slashing with abandon. Mm-hmm. So certainly somebody has expired sooner or later from that.
So can I remember who is where on this map? I should have written it down properly.
Oh, my map is really eluding me.
And Okma, I think you loaned me your Enviro cape.
I did.
Just so you...
Yes.
It was it still is very welcome.
It seemed like, here we are. Okay.
So,
I was looking for my map over and over again, and it seems to have suddenly come to the top of my pile and pretended it was there all along.
Okay. This is the nature of maps. I pin mine to a board so it can't escape. Right. So people have some idea of maps. I remember that Okma was in space F12.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe Geiger is in F9. Does that seem plausible to you, Tadia?
Entirely plausible. I will trust you on that because I've lost my map.
Okay.
Okay.
I have my position corresponds to what you just said, and I am marking everybody. In fact, if you were to tell us all where we are, I will. My map kind of got away from me last time at the very end, and I think we were all getting a little loopy when we insisted on that final round.
Yes.
And
bad idea, probably.
It was fun, no question. But I realized my hexes were starting to wander. My squares were starting to wander. So I now know where I am and where Geiger is, but where is Leica?
I believe Leica had retreated to B11.
Correct.
B like in Bravo.
Yes.
Okay, Leica in B11.
Got it.
And how many scoundrels?
There are two of the twitchy, hoppy, irradiated mutant creatures. One of them is in. Was near Geiger but retreated to E6.
E6.
Oh, okay.
India, right?
Yeah. E. E for Echo.
Oh, E for Echo. Okay, sorry.
And I think the other one is in. Since I haven't got them marked as being anywhere else, is in E8.
May I?
If you have a different view on that one, I'm happy to.
I have a completely different one, which disturbs me a little bit because
No,
I have it in D12.
No, I agree. D12. I just my writing for my moving things is not terrible. Is great, but no, definitely you're right.
Good.
D12.
And then the question is Mark, which
Mark.
I have in G11 on this galley,
he's up
and
there.
I'm not sure if he's still there or moved away.
Last we heard, he was looking around for the footprints and failed.
He was looking. Okay.
So he had followed Geiger up onto the overhead walkway, but not come back down when Geiger swooped down with flapping monkey wings. And he had been looking around but hadn't succeeded in finding any trace of the glowing mouse feet.
Do we need to call them monkey wings? It's kind of creepy.
As I recall,
they are.
That was the well. Okay, if you prefer, they are bat wings because that's the sort of. I'm imagining they are some construction of metal, leather, steampunky wing things that you would have if you were a monkey that had looted these from wherever the monkeys looted them from.
Monkey preferred bat wings, I believe, would be the full designation.
They were originally flying monkey backpacks, but if you don't like that, anyway.
Now they are mine. So what?
Flying Leica backpacks.
You call them whichever way you like.
Mm-hmm.
So we have only 2 scoundrels left.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So let's have a think. Apart from Hotmer, who is lying down, no one else has anything that should have saved for, I don't believe. So we will start the new combat round. Mark the Lemming goes first. As noted, he is on the walkway above you, and because of where you're all standing, he can't see any of you, although I imagine he could hear you if you shouted up to him or anything.
Can hear me cursing and cussing all the time.
Is there anything in particular you think Mark should be doing? He is on a walkway. Looking in one direction down the walkway, he will see that it goes out through the wall of the building, somewhere into this, in somewhere further away, and there are bright, glowy lights in that direction. And following the walkway the other way, it goes into a opening through the wall that's on the left of my map, past A. There seems to be some sort of room over there, and you can hear a faint buzzing noise coming from it. Does anyone have a view as to what Mark might do with his actions this round?
Apart from panicking.
Yeah, assuming
he
that
may well be panicking.
We'll stick with the failure to spot the footprints instead of saying roll until he sees them, because that's lame. And
no, let's stick with the failure.
Yeah.
I think that's sensible.
He could certainly come back down and join you if you wanted. So,
bad idea.
Nimble sort of a chat.
We are very pleased with Mark staying up there out of the way of the radiation. And really, if he's got to go check out one of those areas, perhaps with extreme caution. We need reconnaissance. I mean, things are popping out. We are not in scientific mouse welcome haven. We want it to be. It is not. We must perhaps have to rescue the scientific mice. Perhaps they are trapped here. Perhaps this temple of knowledge has been, violated. So who knows? But if we want to find out about them, and I'm trusting Geiger that they are benevolent and wise.
They must be.
Then
they wrote a book with pretty pictures.
Well, and it's your book. I mean, you woke up with it.
Yeah.
So, Ma told me everything has a meaning and a purpose. So, I shall be guided by that. I'm hoping that Mark will simply try to get a better idea of everything that is around in case there are further bad people or in case there is some opportunity. I just don't want him wandering around. We already told him to be careful, right? So maybe he can be careful.
So
and look about.
My slightly arbitrary stats for him suggests that he has a stealth of 9,
Oh.
or +9, so he's relatively good at creeping around if you'd like him to do some
He's
exploring.
much better than me.
I'm
That
really
is-
hoping that he doesn't correspond to the stereotype of his species, which is not true, but too tempting not to.
I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
Let's send Mark off really careful. Which
Okay.
direction? Like through to the right?
Not the
left?
noisy one, the glowy one.
The glowy,
Ooh.
so to the
Right,
left.
because if it's a bad glow, then
But
we
it-
need to know.
You are
Okay.
so right, Okma. That's really smart.
Ooh. Going against bad role playing. Done it again.
Maybe it's something with lying on the floor and
yeah,
kind of
'cause you get a
relaxing.
new
It must be that.
perspective.
I'm really
Yeah.
astonished.
I get a new
But
perspective
that's
on
nice.
things.
Well, you just suffered from a concussion.
That's
so
right.
That's perfectly.
Geigel.
He did.
The source of
He
all
is,
insights, concussion.
That's earthquake thingy.
She's such a bitch sometimes.
Only sometimes. I'm doing the bad role playing then.
All right. Let's carry on. Let's see what terrible
Hey,
things we can get up to.
do
So-
you want me to roll for him again? Just let me
Yes, I need a. Let's have a stealth roll from Mark. He's going to use most of his movement action, probably a movement action and his standard action, to go down the end of the walkway and look through into the weird glow light coming from off the the right hand side of your map.
know. Okay, a 16 is what I wrote.
A 16 on the dice. Okay, 16, 25. Okay, I imagine you down there don't even hear his footsteps. He's being very
Oh,
stealthy.
Yes, he is
Wow.
invisible lemming action.
I
And
like
he
that.
and he is peering into the weird glowy corridor. He will be able to tell you what he has seen when you perhaps catch up with him in a moment, unless you want me to tell you now. It seems like we could allow him to do that, and I'll catch up if he has another action coming up later. Geiger, it is your turn to act.
It is my turn to massacre the guy in front of me. So Okma is still prone, right?
Yes.
I will shift back 1 square to F10.
Okay.
And since I didn't drive my point well enough with my previous actions, I will give them the radiation stare to
Okay.
the group who is closer to me. So let's.
Is that the one at E6, Echo 6, or is that?
Well,
Or do you
closer
want-
to me, E8,
Okay, yeah.
because I was.
There isn't one in
adjacent-
E8 anymore. I was mistaken. The one in E8 had moved previously. He's now in D12. There's one in D12. There's one in E6. Those are the only two.
Oh, D12, sorry. So no need to shift because I'm not adjacent to anyone.
Nope.
I will attack the guy who is closest to Leica because nobody threatens my friends.
You did shift back 1, correct?
No, I canceled that because I thought I was adjacent to someone, so I'm just standing where I am.
Gotcha. Okay.
I will
Your
move
radiation.
Right. And the ball is right there in that spot, but by my scribble anyway, you can just see around it to.
Yeah. Well,
To get to
you
that.
can definitely see around it. The globe is rapidly being beaten.
Oh, that's right. The
nasty.
globe is deteriorated badly. Yes.
There are long robotic arms with buzzsaw hands on the end of them. Things like that are removed. Well, they are carrying out a global autopsy, but